There are different bubbles. Understanding the earth as a big bubble. The bubble of the home, labor, or school, places that we often visit that have their own ideology, symbolism, and purpose. At home, there is also the bubble of marriage, the particular area that involves two people and that passes to the family status when the child is integrated. A country is another form of bubble. As well, different sport teams, politics, colors, or religious ethnic groups. Marriage is a voluntary covenant between a man and a woman that the Catholic Church has instituted as a sacred link with God. Any third in the relationship and any external intervention of a couple will always be an intruder that generate issues. And that is how they include their doctrine through the baptism that forces an unprotected being to assume by force a religion that doesn't know what it is or what it is for or how it works. There is rights and duties, and this imposed relationship by the child is not asked. They do not know what they feel inside. The parent themselves, by force restricting the freedom of the newcomer to their home without thinking of the helpless little one who is condemned to a series of dogmas and beliefs that will greatly affect their future. Largest company operate in small countries. For example, if an employee is not happy, an angry customer or supplier that becomes an enemy, security agents are quickly called and push them outside of their boundaries of their private property. High electrified walls, specific and exclusive rules for this bubble. It has also happened in a tourist entertainment center, where having your own camera to take the memory of a place where you have been assessed prior payment of your ticket, you are prohibited from making recordings in their facility. You are forced to use their service that the cost is higher than the real one, only to attain high profit margins, squeezing the client who becomes a provider of additional income. You enter a place with the intention of having fun and you are suppressed. Your freedom is restricted. You are charged taxes and run out of your memory. Most people do not complain, even find this logical and normal, because they have entered a bubble and accept their behavior clauses, even if they do not know them. Law are mandatory. Knowledge, although it exists, is unknown. The same promises threaten the dignity of every citizen. How many laws are passed each month? What mechanism does the ordinary citizen have to know them? Better yet, what option does the citizen have to participate or to show a disagreement with an approval law? A couple who share intimate relationship is a sign of sincere love. Do not need a law that recognizes that right. Love is right. Why the system complicate everything? Love is beautiful. Why is it required an authorization as the vehicle to requires a permit to circulate, to exercise control? At this point of our civilization, so one can really believe that the so-called kings who are crowned come direct from God? What is God? Why the politics swear by putting their hands on the Bible? Any government existing on the planet only comes from force and violence to impose and maintain itself. The citizen who constitute the people or civil society must obey blindly and without the possibility of questioning all of the law written by the stronger and most violent. Military, are they a separate society? They are governed by a different code? Yes. What happened with the Constitution? Are they immune to it or only governed by the army statutes? Everything is a tiny bubble inside a big bubble, more than the space where things happen. The key to improve society lies in the situation they are given. Another way to designate those who hold power and govern must be considered, without the parameter structure having to be the only way to act. Democracy is not the best action to organize society, because 15% of the people cannot impose to 49% what they can do and what cannot do. That is how freedom is controlled. This is a form of 4 years of formal theory, but in addition, they usually vote only 21% for the population. So final result can never be the verdict. It is not representative of the majority of the citizens that make up the country. It's only representation of the majority that has gone to the polls to exercise their right to vote. What about those who do not go to vote? Are they the majority? Do they not bother to vote because they have understood that the forces are in uses of democracy? If the package of the voters that balance our control, power is exercised. And if you support both sides, and who wins, you win. Power is always in the hands of this elite capable of manipulating. But most obvious thing is that if you can only appoint, supervise, and authorize candidate, the fraud is huge. And then if you create together a new way of establishing political power, giving back its function instead of the sad and painful reality of our days in which they are clearly puppets of power and the shade. Planetary citizen agenda is linear plan that empowers all citizens of the world equally. Today, the law and ordinance statutes are not designed to protect citizens, their free will, their opportunity to launch the soul, meaning gift and talent, in favor of the general welfare.